What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're going to be going over this crash. Now, this is going to be a crash that's going to be caused by the fact that we're a little bit distracted by what's going on with our bike and not what's going up in front of us, especially with traffic. This happens quite a bit with rubberneckers when people are choosing to look at something on the side when they should be looking forward. So let's go over what happened and how we can prevent that for ourselves. Once again, what I like to do is look at this scene. What's going on? We can't see the motorcyclist. We know what happens a little bit later, and we can kind of see more of that. But what we can see here is definitely a lot of traffic and barely an escape route. We have an escape route, maybe like this little itty-bitty shoulder to the left right here, but we don't have much, and that's going to be a very dangerous situation. That should really clue into your head, hey, I'm walking into a trap. This is like an ambush point. You know, I'm walking through a valley, and people are shooting down at me. That's how I feel about this situation. This is an ambush. So I want to stay as far away as the people in front of me, and I want the people to stay away from me from behind, but obviously I can't control that. So what I can control is my space cushion. So let's focus on the space cushion on this situation. Since we don't have an escape to the left or an escape to the right, we really need to utilize braking. So in order to have good braking, we need to have a good total stopping distance, which involves having a good space cushion and staying aware. So you see the brakes, so you see them slowing down, we need to slow down and pace them basically. That's very important because we cannot stop in time if we're super duper close. We also can't swerve very far because there's no escape path to the left or right. So this is a very dangerous situation, very high risk. So you notice how there's barely an escape path to the left, but you can use that. That is absolutely usable. Remember, we talk about this and we see this all the time, is that you can, when people lane filter, that little gap is enough for a motorcycle. So we should understand that we can use little gaps for us and the motorcycle. So that's a fine escape path. He's actually using it. There you go. He's using it to lane filter to get around these people. I don't know if it's legal in this country, but we're not going to focus on that. Now, there's a decision being made not to do that with the bus, and that's a good decision because you don't know. It's a long gap. You don't know if they're going to be scooting over, scooting right, all these different things. So I think he's going to get behind them, and yeah, exactly. So go back a little bit and we notice that he's got some gear. Now, I don't know if this is motorcycle specific jacket, but those look like motorcycle specific gloves. So I'm assuming he's going to have full gear. Very good. Also notice the bar end mirrors, and the phone is off. It's not in the case and all that stuff. So we'll go ahead and remove that. So he's adjusting his mirrors. Now, these are things that you want to do as part of your T-clocks. Now, you want to check your mirrors. You want to check all these things. So when you sit on the bike, when you're first about to get started, look at your mirrors, adjust the mirrors, all those different things. I do that in the car. I bet you do that in the car. You sit down, you adjust the seat, you move the rear view mirror, all these different things. You might move the side mirrors if you ever use them. But in here, same thing. You get on the bike, make sure everything's sitting upright, making sure the mirrors, fine. Hopefully nobody hit the mirror, so now it's crooked, but you never check it. So now when you get into a position where you're having to focus on traffic, you're having to adjust mirrors. That's not good. So let's go ahead and move forward just a little bit. Speed bump, he handles that pretty well. He's looking into his mirror, so we have a merging area. Now, this is going to grab our attention because this is going to be the hazard that is going to be most prevalent in this situation. So we have somebody that might want to merge into us. We're scared. We got to look, do a head checks, lifesavers, also check our mirrors. But his mirrors are a little weird, so he's going to have to adjust his mirrors while he's doing that. But if you notice, the bus in front of us is applying the brakes. Now, if we have a very big space cushion, yes, this white van could easily go into that space cushion. That's perfectly fine for me. But if we have a big enough space cushion, the hazard in front of us, which is that yellow bus, is not really that big of a concern because we've given ourselves a huge area to apply the brakes or react. So that's why I say you need to keep a big space cushion just so you can keep people away from you, and then you can focus on other hazards too. So he's going to be kind of focused on that. He's going to check his mirrors. Once again, do it before you ride so you're not having to do it while you're moving many feet per second towards obstacles that can kill you. So that's very important right there. And then last second we look up and the bus is stopped. But as viewers, we noticed the bus was applying the brakes. Now, as him, he probably didn't realize the person was applying the brakes because he's looking at this. This is a distraction. Now, it's a good distraction because it came out of your peripheral, and he's using his 3-degree cone of focus to see it real quick. Is it a hazard? No, he's fine. He kept going. But he looked at his mirror a little bit too long and didn't realize, hey, there's a hazard in front of me. And we talk about wearing full high vis, all these different things. How come people can't see us when they crash into us? This bus is massive. It's in front of us. We knew it was in front of us. It is yellow, and it's applying brake lights. How did we not see that? inattentional blindness. When we're focused on something and we don't see what's directly in front of us, that's because our brain is focused on this and it just completely blocks out everything else. That's exactly what happens to drivers, is that they are focused on cars, they're focused on the light, they're focused on the yellow arrow that's coming out in front of them, so they would need to get out of the intersection and turn left. What they're not focused on is the motorcycle rider coming their way and they turn left in front of them and then hit them. So we need to focus on these different things. We need to understand that at every moment we're on the street and we have traffic, we need to stay paying attention. Okay, we really need to, and we need to pay attention to the things that really matter. And if honestly a mirror is distracting you and it's causing you to not look up and not do this, same thing could be your phone, same thing could be your speedo, same thing checking your gear indicator, making sure you're in the right gear, all these different things. Realize we're still traveling many, many feet per second. So our hazard perception, our focus needs to be up front. Do a quick glance if you have to, but don't stare. Don't think and stare. Don't think and focus. Think of all this other stuff and do a quick glance. That's as simple as that. Okay, guys? With that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you around. Roll off the throttle, and now I create a better space cushion. So this is why it's super important to have this information. So we have nighttime, so we have glare from headlights across the way. We have brake lights applying right here. So that should give you a clue. Hey, brake lights in my lane? Oh shoot, I might want to switch lanes, or I need to slow down and be aware of somebody behind me.